Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 141.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released October 1st, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 32. Finn is on an impossible mission to break Magic Man's curse so that he can finally live his life. And remember it. It's going to take a lot of pal time and a lot of help from the best of friends, but this definitely seems like an adventure that Finn and Jake can take if only Finn could remember. Next, we have Cloaks number 2 of 4. After the shocking reveal of what truly happened to his mentor and father figure Blackstone, Adam reluctantly agrees to join the ranks of the Cloaks Black Ops organization and is immediately thrown into his first mission, hunting down his predecessor on the team, someone who Adam can't help but find familiar. We've also got Fiction Squad number 1 of 6. Fablewood is a pretty dangerous place, but no area is more dangerous than the City of Rhymes, deep in the heart of the children's realm. After transferring in from the realm of mystery, a failed detective from an unfinished prose novel, Frankie Mac, is about to uncover a conspiracy that would unmake storytelling itself. After Humpty Dumpty is pushed to crack and Jack of Jack and Jill goes AWOL, Frankie and his partner, Simple Simon, are put on the case. Next, we have Garfield number 30. As Halloween approaches, Garfield and the gang have nothing but treats for you. First, Garfield and Odie find a magic wand that turns their world upside down. Then, the amazing Genevieve FT returns to illustrate an awesome tale as Garfield cosplayer has to solve a mystery at a comic book convention. We've also got regular show number 15. It's the Battle of the Coffee Shops, and it looks like there's no end in sight for this crazy caffeine war. Margaret and Eileen get ready to fight the war, but it looks like Mordecai and Rigby might have a plan to help. Well, to hopefully help. Well, it might help, but really it's just going to be a lot of fun. Next, we have Robocop number 4. The guns are gone. Old Detroit riots. The politicians rage. Everything is going according to plan. With Killian's undertaking in full effect, Robocop and Ann Lewis are the only ones who can stop his siege for power. We've also got Suicide Risk number 18. Leo Winters and Requiem have managed to put aside their differences to face the upcoming threat together, but there's a bigger enemy at play, one that seeks not only to destroy Requiem by any means necessary, but possibly the world. And we've got The Woods number 6. As the crew continues to track down their kidnapped classmates and the mysterious hunters in the woods, we flash back to Calder on the opening night of Bay Point's rendition of A Midsummer Night's Dream. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Angel and Faith Season 10 number 7. Amy the Rat has been seeking favors in Magic Town, and Angel is on alert. What is this witch really after? Meanwhile, Faith has tracked Riley into the jungle to find a tribe of vicious new vampires. Casualties be happening. Next, we have Concrete Park, RESPECT number 2 of 5. An exile on a strange new world, Isaac plunges deeper into danger with the slippery Silas, a non-human gang leader. Luke is hunted by the monstrous Potato King, and war engulfs Scare City. Concrete Park, a sexy sci-fi thriller by Tony Puryear of Racer and Erica Alexander, continues in this RESPECT arc. We've also got Dream Thief Escape number 4 of 4. Ever since he crawled from the Florida swamp, John Lincoln has had one target, the rogue dream thief Patricio Brown Eagle. John's mission to avenge his girlfriend and free the restless spirit of his murdered father leads to a climactic showdown that will either resolve his past or end his future. And we've got Usagi Yojimbo Senso number 3 of 6. As Usagi and Tomo race to warn the town of a marauding Martian war machine, Lord Noriyuki orders an all-out assault against the alien rocket, ending with General Genosuke and Jotaro in a desperate battle face-to-face with the extraterrestrial invaders. Be warned, some of your favorite characters will not survive this issue. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Blood Queen number 5. Desperate to prevent a war, the lands call together a council of kings, and we know that didn't go well last time. Meanwhile, John Hunter and Sir Ferenc investigate a murder in the castle, the trail of which leads to a new conspiracy. As the conflicts escalate, Elizabeth leads Helena and Sarah on a mission to uncover the secret of the burning fields. This leads her to a startling revelation in the specter of a new threat rising. And when she's confronted with a harsh reality, how far will Elizabeth go in the name of blood and magic? Dynamite's latest fantasy epic is building to a fever pitch in Rain and Blood. Next, we have Chaos number 6 of 6, the final issue of this epic Chaos event, redefining evil Ernie, Chastity, Purgatory, The Chosen, and the greatest horror comic universe of all time. A wave of suicide engulfs the United States. The conflicting forces of the Chaos universe arrive at the Fairview Mental Institution to determine the fate of the world. Is it a new beginning or a new Armageddon? We've also got The Damnation of Charlie Wormwood, number 1 of 5. How far will a man go to save his son? Charlie Wormwood has a pretty normal life, a house, a wife, a job, and a kid. With his son sick, he begins treading a dangerous path to make things right. Teaching in prison gives him many opportunities, but what problems will he create as he walks into the prison of darkness for his family? Next we have Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files War Cry, number 5 of 5. Giant-sized conclusion. Harry Dresden and his wardens are beaten, exhausted, and vastly outnumbered, but a supernatural weapon of mass destruction has been unleashed, and it doesn't distinguish between wizard and vampire, red court or white court, Venturi or civilian. Can Harry and his half-brother Thomas accomplish the impossible and contain the otherworldly beast before it devours thousands, while simultaneously battling the bloodthirsty red court? Their long night is almost over, but a new and darker one may just be starting. We've also got Mercy Thompson, number 1 of 6, an all-new story set in official continuity, exclusively created for comics. You've never read a Mercy Thompson story like this before. Mercy Thompson returns to comics in an all-new adventure by New York Times bestselling author Patricia Briggs. Mercy Thompson is a shape-shifting coyote, an honorary member of the Tri-Cities Werewolf Pack. When the pack stumble upon the buried bones of numerous dead children, Mercy shapeshifts into a mystery of the legendary Fae, a mystery that could be the death of her. Next we have Sherlock Holmes vs. Harry Houdini, number 1 of 5. The world's most famous detective meets the world's most famous magician, and death ensues. Famed detective Sherlock Holmes and brash showman Harry Houdini must combine forces to defeat a mysterious mystic dedicated to destroying Houdini's career and killing anyone who gets in his way. A new 5-issue series by Anthony Del Sol and Connor McCreary, the Harvey Award-nominated creators of Kill Shakespeare. And we've got Vampirella number 5 and Kustat, the penultimate episode of the Our Lady of Shadow story arc. Vampirella and Drago travel to Eastern Europe in search of the vampire blood necessary to defeat Lady Umbra, the Queen of the Shadows. Their first stop is in Serbia, where they must locate and hunt down the rarest vampires, the eerily beautiful Leptrica, before heading to the Transylvanian village of Kustat, home of the king of the Nosferatu, who also happens to be Vampirella's half-brother. From the creative team of writer Nancy A. Collins of Swamp Thing and Sunglasses After Dark, and Patricia Beckencotter of Avengers Invaders, The Torch. From IDW Publishing, we've got Angry Birds Comics number 5. Eisner Award-winning writer Paul Tobin continues to fly high in this issue, featuring 2 brand new stories sure to have you flocking to the comic shop for more. Next we have Kill Shakespeare, The Mask of Night, number 4 of 4. If you wrong us, shall we not seek revenge? Betrayed by the vicious cannibal Captain Lucius, Viola and Hamlet must undertake an odds-defying mission to punish a murderer most foul. We've also got Popeye Classics number 27. This issue contains the single most bizarre, funny, surreal, and outright weird story of the entire run of Popeye comic books. Wait until you read. Thimble Theater presents Popeye in a dismal, distressing, and doleful story entitled The Happy Little Island. Cast of characters: Popeye, Olive Oil, Sweet Pea, Wimpy, A Happy Island, and 10,000 nasty little critters. Next we have Rogue Trooper Classics number 6 of 12. The adventures of the only surviving genetic infantrymen continue. In this issue, take in the finale of Bagman Blues, meet the oddball body looters, and begin the epic All Hell on the Dixie Front. We also got Silent Hill Downpour and story number 2 of 4. IDW returns to Konami's horror masterpiece. Vengeful prison guard Anne-Marie Cunningham continues her terrifying trek through the cursed streets of Silent Hill and through her own horrific memories. An all-new canonical tale spinning directly out of the hit 2012 video game Silent Hill Downpour and featuring fan-favorite characters from Silent Hill lore. Written by Tom Waltz of TMNT with artwork by Tristan Jones of Ghostbusters. Next we have Squidder number 4 of 4, the final chapter. You can't keep a good squid down. Well, maybe you can. It's one last shot for humanity and, as it turns out, possibly the entire universe. This is either the end or the new beginning, and only the Squidder himself can decide. We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 38. Old Hob has perfected the art of making mutants. With the ranks of his mutant gang swelling, the Turtles will have to determine if they can truly trust Hob against the foot. Throw in Alapex's return to New York, and the mutant mayhem will only get crazier. And we've got X-File Year Zero, number 3 of 5, when a blue-collar worker from New Jersey passes prophetic messages to the FBI from a mysterious Mr. Zero. Mulder is convinced that the same otherworldly entity is contacting the FBI through a suburban housewife in the 1940s. This similar named Mr. Zero pointed the FBI towards the unusual cases, leading to the establishment of the X-Files. From Image Comics, we've got Alex plus Ada, number 9. Ada explores life without Alex and discovers just how dangerous it is to be a sentient android out in the world. Next, we have Burn the Orphanage, Reign of Terror, number 5 of 5. The epic, oversized conclusion of Reign of Terror is here. Rock, Bear, Lex, and their allies go toe-to-toe with the foes at Mancorp. Are they strong enough to survive? This finale is not to be missed. We've also got Cutter, number 1. Cutter issues 1 through 4 weekly throughout October. What if that kid you and your friends picked on in your youth came back with a vengeance to kill you and your friends? That dark, guilt-ridden fear is at the core of Cutter, a cautionary tale about the sins of your past coming back to haunt you. Jeremy lives a quiet life with his wife in a rural town. Successful and stable, Jeremy is the guy next door. But he and his high school friends share a dark secret, and when that secret literally comes back to haunt them, Jeremy must confront his past and his own sanity as he comes face to face with the vicious serial killer, the Cutter. From television writer Seamus Kevin Fahey of Battlestar Galactica and The Following, and comics writer Robert Place Napton of Sons of Merlin, with art by acclaimed horror artist Christian DePari. Next, we have The Fade Out, number 2. Was a murder covered up, or did the movie starlet commit suicide? And how does the show go on with the dead leading lady in an unfinished film? Brubaker and Phillips' new crime noir masterpiece is just getting started. Remember, every month The Fade Out has exclusive back page articles that are only available in the single issues. We've also got God Hates Astronauts, number 2. The best comic book that your mom probably won't want you to read just got bester. With an army of space crabs about to launch, we take a second to look back and reflect on why those darn space crabs are so crabby. Crabs! Next, we have Hack/Son of Samhain, number 4. The story takes a deadly turn as Cassie, October, and Delroy face off against a horde of monsters led to battle by the legendary God Beast. We've also got Little Depressed Boy Supposed to Be There Too, number 1. Always something in my blind spot. The fan favorite Little Depressed Boy returns for the everyday adventures of love, life, and vinyl. LDB enjoys his new relationship in spite of work woes, but how will he cope when the last person he wants to see reappears? Next, we have Madame Frankenstein, number 6 of 7. Tensions build to a boil. Henry confronts Vincent about his messing around with dead bodies, and Vincent's new girlfriend comes snooping in the lab. Violence erupts when the mad doctor's creation meets her replacement. We've also got Masterplasty, one shot. A modern classic, Ronald Wemberly, Prince of Cats, Black Dynamite. A young man decides to leave his college girlfriend after getting a new medical technique which drastically modifies the physical appearance of the human body in ways both beautiful and hideous. Will changing the outside change what's within? The cult online comic is finally available in print. The print debut of UK writer-artist James Harvey, beautifully illustrated in the tradition of James Hewlett and Katsuhiro Otomo. Next, we have Morning Glories, number 41, Nowhere Else to Go. We've also got Nailbiter, number 6, It's a Serial Killer. Next, we have Night World, number 3 of 4, Lost Soul Plenilunio glimpses heaven from his private hell, while Helena's dragonoid hordes surround the castle of Ludmilla and Lo. See Hotspot and Polunio in all-out metaphysical fisticuffs. See the tragic origin of Helena. See the runaway hot rod to hell hurtle towards its first arc's world-shaking conclusion. We've also got Peter Panzerfaust, number 21, On Till Morning, Part 1. From the memories of Claude, the only living twin, the story continues. Together at last, Peter, the Darlings, and the remaining Lost Boys embed themselves in the dangerous heart of Paris. With the Hook hot on their heels, it's only a matter of time before they're discovered. But Peter has a plan. A new story arc begins here. Next, we have Protectors Inc. number 9. After having mysteriously disappeared over a decade earlier, the Patriot is returned from his long absence. But what has prompted this sudden reappearance? Does he know something of value about the murders that have lately gripped Chicago in the fist of terror? Or is he trying to hide something? Who do you trust in an organization where everyone wears a mask and very few tell the truth? Detective John Riley must decide whether or not to trust someone he once idolized, but who may now be a serial killer. We've also got Rat Queens number 8, The Far-Reaching Tentacles of Nira Goth, Part 3. If your enemy is just too damn strong, well, When you can't beat 'em, join 'em. And then, from the safety of their trust, that's when you kill 'em with a good rusty blade to the spine, Rat Queen style. Cover switcheroo. Peter Panzerfaust Tyler Jenkins draws this issue's cover, while Rat Queen's Rock Upchurch draws this month's Peter Panzerfaust cover. Next, we have Tech Jacket number 4. Just what is the Colossal doing to Zach Thompson? The evolution of Tech Jacket starts here. We've also got The Walking Dead number 132, Happiness. And we've got Witchblade number 178. Sarah Pazzini's fiercest ally in her battle against the supernatural has always been the Witchblade, but what happens if the Witchblade abandons Sarah when she needs it most? A shocking turn of events leaves Sarah alone and in deadly danger. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Armor Hunters Aftermath number 1. The fallout of the summer's blistering crossover event starts now, and no hero can escape what happens next. The Armor Hunters invasion is past, leaving massive casualties and a fractured populace in its wake. Don't miss the epilogue to Robert Venditti's galaxy-spanning epic Armor Hunters, in the book that will set a new status quo for all your favorite heroes. Find out here as Exo Manowar, Unity, Bloodshot, the Harbinger Renegades, and many more forge a new frontier of defense for the people of Earth. And we've got Bloodshot number 24, Russian super spies don't die easy. Deep in the biting cold of a former Soviet state, a mysterious cell of sleeper agents, their minds clouded but their bodies genetically enhanced, are wreaking havoc and inching the region toward war. Forced into a fight he never wanted, Bloodshot is about to discover the shocking secret of their agenda, and when faced with the might of their unstoppable power, will meet an enemy eerily similar to himself. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.